Life with Lawry video out where I'm cooking, making sausage. Actually, I'm still doing it right now, but potatoes and sausage and onions. But I'm listening to this interview with Gucci Mane, and I think it's pretty dope. One of the dopest things I like about it is the self-awareness and accountability that Gucci is giving. I don't know if you saw the episode that he had where he was at everybody. It was on Twitter some years ago. I remember this moment. I remember the radio and everything that went around it. And I think a lot of people that I spoke to, they never considered that he actually could be going through something. It was just, sometimes we look at things and we just talk about the action, but not the whys. And in his interview with the Breakfast Club, he's talking about the whys. He's talking about the apologies, the accountability, the again, self-awareness, the empathy, the understanding, the moments where he goes back to that place, the triggers. It was so much information given, so much remorse that he gave, so much understanding, even with his wife, for her to understand him and give him the grace that she gave and continues to give him, and the understanding and I say the realness of it, because like she's very much, like when they were talking about his money, he's like, I don't want your money, or, you shouldn't do this, which is very important to have. I can speak for that as having best friends and having a wife. You need somebody to not be the yes man or yes woman, to tell you no, to tell you what's not good. And then sometimes we have to have that self-awareness and accountability to go within ourselves and say, this person that's talking to me, they not hating. They really telling me factual information that I should follow. Super dope interview, super dope questions, especially when you speak about triggers. I definitely need to work on my book because I still have a lot of triggers from my childhood. And the funny thing is, you look at people, you see them smile, even the rich people you see, you just think that they have it all together, and they're going through so many things that they don't want to speak about out loud. And it don't mean that they're not working. Like he put the work in to get better. And again, those triggers are important because you need to know where things affect you at, where you don't need to be at. They were talking about his lifestyle from back in the day with him, with the lean and the pills and the drugs and the studio, and compared to now with the family, the wife, the children, and then, still mixing music. He was talking about, I used to drop crazy mixtapes, and now it's an album every 2 years, something like that, which he understands that, he has more control of his life and it's more peaceful, more restful. And you still putting stuff out too. So I thought it was dope. I think the most important word that I would use out of this is growth. Of course, they talked about the verses with him and him and Jeezy, and how that went about, and some other things. You gotta check the interview out. There's cool stories he gave. For me, I think So Icy was the first record I heard from Gucci. My bad, I'm looking at these beef sausages that I'm about to put in the skillet, but that was the first record I heard on Gucci that I can think of. Maybe something before that or after, but So Icy was the joint. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so that used to go back in the day. And Jeezy, of course, mixtapes. But the verses, we definitely thought it was gonna go left, but dope that they settled their differences. And, like I tell my kids in school, sometimes, people that you may not rock with, it's cool to sometimes just not rock with them and nothing else happens. Y'all don't have to clash. Don't have to be a problem like that. So I thought this was very open of Gucci, and dope for him to let the world see him in this light. So check his book out, check his music out. And then shouts out to his wife too, and the Breakfast Club for interviewing him about this particular subject, because I think we all need therapy of some sorts. None of us are exempt. And I've had conversations with people since my brother's a therapist on how he's helped me, unofficially. It definitely opens your eyes up to some things, especially with self-awareness and accountability. And for me, I've been self-aware pretty much anyway, but it takes it to another level, all right? If you got any dope therapy stories, how it's helped you, or even maybe how this interview has helped you, put it in the comments. All right, I'm gonna finish this food, check some of the rest of my content out. I got ebooks, I got music, I got mixes. All right, it's everything. All right, peace and love.